Just taking a quick look at this new Mercedes CLA. And unlike this guy, we're actually going to take a look at the real thing. I don't know, like, what is going on here? Like, if you want to see the car, why are you walking around with like VR goggles on? You know what I mean? Like, just take the cover off the car. You could look at it. And you might say, well, maybe there was a reason they had the cover on it. Maybe they didn't really want people to look at it. Because, yeah, a lot of people, the reception hasn't been too good, has it, with this design? Yes, it's got that jelly bean shape to it, but the CLA kind of always had that a little bit. You know, maybe they're leaning a little bit more towards like the EQS that everybody hated, but to me, it doesn't look that bad, and it's not that different from what the CLA was. And of course, now, we get some different grille options because yeah, there's actually a fully electric version with some good specs. I mean, let's be honest here. It's got good specs. So, if you're looking for a compact sedan that's all electric, actually, you probably should at least consider this. At least take a look at it. Put it on your list. I mean, I guess as long as you're okay with how they kind of went overboard with the Mercedes stars on this thing. We'll talk about the lights and stuff here more in a second. But yeah, as long as you're okay with that, I think it does look pretty good. I mean, you can say, well, did they need to have this light bar? Did they need to do that? I don't know. There's a couple of different ways they could have done something there through just a couple of versions here in Photoshop. I don't know. Do they look better? To me, it's not a deal breaker. It's not the most beautiful thing, but it's not a deal breaker. And what's really nice, is on the inside, this is actually quite good. You got to remember, this is a Mercedes. They're targeting vehicles like the Tesla Model 3, right? So, again, a lot of people are complaining about all this plastic and all these screens. But, for people coming from a Tesla, and hey, let's be honest, there's a lot of people leaving Teslas, right? They might find this appealing, and there's still a lot of nice design details here. There's a lot of nice touches here that you would expect from a Mercedes. And what's interesting about this dash setup too is how vertical and just, flat it is. So this is actually going to it's going to make it actually real easy to see, isn't it? Because a lot of times, even in some of the older Mercedes that had like the hyper screen, which, this is like a cheaper version of, a lot of times, these car companies, they have the screen that's so slanted, right? And you get all this glare. So this is actually kind of cool to have it so upright. And, of course, that's going to be good for the driver. But the real nice thing is if you get this optional passenger display, this actually makes sense. So many cars have like a little tiny, they have like this little like odd shaped passenger display, don't they? This is actually a 14-inch screen. So not only nice, big, and large, but yeah, as I said, because it's so upright, it's almost like you're watching TV, you know what I mean, or looking at a proper monitor. And of course, that means, yeah, you can game on this thing if you want to do that. And it would actually probably be a pretty good experience because of that. And, even if you don't care about the screens, and you don't have to get the passenger screen, the rest of the interior is nice. I mean, this is nice stuff here. This is an entry-level Mercedes, but they're giving you a lot of nice design details here. I love this is actually, Mercedes always did these kind of seat controls, but they've kind of stylized it a little bit more. The ambient lighting, yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit more here too. And just, yeah, look at the Burmester's speaker grille. And, again, the materials here. In the back seat, the leather, the stitching. And in fact, I love this kind of this is like a brownish taupe. It's just like a nice, serene, comfortable place to spend time, isn't it? And then, of course, if you don't want that, if you want something a little bit louder, a little bit sportier, yeah, you can get the AMG interior, of course, as well. And again, with all this ambient lighting, you can actually, match the ambient lighting to your interior. So, yeah, this bright red with these sport seats and the red seat belts, that looks great too, if that's, the kind of look you're going for. So, yeah, this, the EV version of this thing, it's got, yeah, as I talked about, good specs. I mean, you've probably seen other videos. They talk about it all. Good range, good power. It's just, you get, this fake grille with like a million Mercedes stars on it. So, hopefully you like that. And the headlights too, right? I mean, it's everywhere you look. Now, of course, there's going to be an ICE version as well. If you don't want electric, yeah, they are going to have this one. And then, of course, you can see you get the regular grille with the mesh and all that stuff. So it pretty much looks the same, though, right? It just doesn't light up. And, of course, under the hood, yeah, there's the engine. And this is kind of weird. It's only 1.5 liter 4-cylinder turbo. So not very Mercedes-like. It almost seems like they're kind of trying to get you to lean towards the electric version, isn't it? And, of course, another benefit is if you do go electric, you actually there's quite a big frunk for a small sedan, and especially for a German small sedan, right? The Germans, they never like to do these frunks. So, hey, I guess that'd be another benefit if you would actually use it. And yeah, these stars, actually, let's be honest, it does look kind of cool. It is kind of a unique signature, and it's kind of like, it's, stylized a little bit, isn't it? It's not just the Mercedes star. So, let me know what you guys think of this thing. I think it's a pretty good attempt here from Mercedes. It's again, something that I think in 2025, it's worth considering. Maybe it's not the best, maybe it's not the most beautiful car, but there's still a lot to like here. And yeah, if you want electric or you want ICE, it doesn't matter. I think you say, well, maybe the people who are going to be most disappointed are previous CLA owners. Maybe that's true, but I think this car will bring a lot of new customers to the Mercedes brand.